My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law is the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the tables of thine heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswomen. Shalom, family. I would like to talk about these holidays that a lot of people celebrate. And is it biblical to celebrate these holidays? So I'm just going to go ahead and jump on into it. I'm trying to make this a quick video. It started in Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 28. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee forever, when thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the Lord thy God. When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land. Take heed to thyself, that thou be not snared by following them. After that, they be destroyed from before thee, that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how that these nations serve their gods. Even so will I do likewise. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord which he hated have they done unto their gods. For even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. What things soever I command you, observe to do it. Though thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it. So the Most High God is telling us that when we go into the other nations, do not do what they do. Do not serve him the way they serve their gods. We have our ways to serve the Most High God. Just like some of these holidays they use and say, well, Christmas, we are going to use that to celebrate Jesus' birthday. But it's nowhere written saying, take this day and celebrate my son. It's not written. It don't say that. As a matter of fact, even after he was born, you never heard of them celebrating that day. Nor have you heard of any other person in the Bible, no righteous person in the Bible was celebrating birthdays. The only birthday that got celebrated, and we was basically commanded to do that by them, not by the Most High God, that either we did it or we was going to die, was Herod and Pharaoh. So what does the Most High think about celebrating these holidays? He already told us not to do it, not to celebrate the way that they did, the other nations. Let's look at Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So he's telling you he hates your feast days. He gave you feast days, but the feast days that you are doing, he hates them. Let's look at let's go in the New Testament. We look at the book of Colossians. Chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Now, take your holidays again. These are traditions of men. It's not a God-ordained holiday. So you may be asking yourself, well, what can I celebrate? What are these days I can celebrate? And to get these days, you need to go in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and read through 23, 1 through 44. I'm going to hit a couple of them. Like I said, when you have time, just read that book and you will get the holy days, and it kind of tells you what you need to be doing, what you should not be doing. But for example, chapter 23, verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. Now, these not something that Moses said. If you heard the first verse, it said, and the Lord spake unto Moses for him to say this. So it's not just something Moses made up. Verse 3, 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation, and ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocation, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover, and on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread. Unto the Lord 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. Like I said, you can keep reading all the way till 44 to tell you it goes into our holy days. Like I said, it'll really take a lot of time for me to go through each one, explain each one. I will have another video that will go into those. But right now, I just kind of wanted to point you all into the right direction where you can find our holy days, what you're supposed to be celebrating. But now in chapter 23 in Leviticus, you're not going to see anything talking about celebrating Easter. It's not going to tell you anything about celebrating birthdays or Easter. It says Passover. It doesn't say Easter. You have to understand why it says that. Like I said, I will have another video that really will dig deep into that. Like I said, 23 is very, very deep. It tells you really a lot what you need to be celebrating. Now, when it comes to the holidays, because these are traditions, and just like traditions can be hard to break out of somebody because they have a mindset of thinking that I can celebrate this day as long as I celebrate it and make it for God. I can turn anything evil and make it good. But let's look at Isaiah. Let's see what Isaiah has to say about that. This is Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So destruction to you who's calling evil and trying to make it good, and the things that are good you're calling evil. Because a lot of people, when you tell them that you only keep the holy days, they look at you like you're evil. But if you're telling them that, hey, I do Christmas, I do all this other stuff, they love you. They love you. It's odd. I really don't understand that. When you're telling people, well, I only keep the holy days, then they want to fight with you and say, well, I do it for this reason. But in the book of Isaiah, it's telling you, woe unto you that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Destruction unto you. And like I said, it will be a battle because many of your people, like I said, most of us grew up celebrating these things, but a lot of us did it without knowledge of knowing where did these holidays, where did it come from? Who started these holidays? Why come I don't see Christmas anywhere in the Bible talking about it? Only time it kind of mentions the Christmas tree in Jeremiah, and I'll put that down here. Talks about the Christmas tree. That's telling you already that this holiday that involved the Christmas tree was something that they were celebrating before Christ was even born. So how can you put those together, saying that it's about Christ, when this was something that the Most High told us not to even do? And you have to know the reasons why. What's the history of that Christmas tree? You have to understand these things. Let's go to Jeremiah. We go to Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33. And, like I said, you're going to have many people just going to try to make it seem like it's okay to do it. You have loved ones who you're going to disappoint because you're not giving them a gift, that you're not telling them happy birthday or telling them Merry Christmas or anything. They're not going to understand why you're not doing it. But let's see. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33. And it reads, "Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Why should I trim my ways, the ways that the Most High gave me, telling me not to do these wicked holidays? Why trimmest that way just for the love of you? I'm supposed to be seeking the love of God, and to seek that is to keep and to love God. I have that in another video, is to keep His commandments. So I'm going to keep His commandments, but we have to show our people the right way, get them out of these pagan holidays. That's why it says, "Hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways?" Teach them the ways. Teach them how to really celebrate the Most High God. So, I'm going to end also now, because you may be trying to figure out, because when you read in Leviticus 23, it's going to talk about the first day of the year and everything, and you may be thinking, okay, January, but Passover is not in January. So I want you to write down to look up Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 1, and Exodus chapter 12, verse 2. And that will help you understand when the first month of the year is not in January. But like I said, I'm gonna let you read that to find out when it is. Well, I hope you learned something. Like I said, I will have another video that will talk about, I will go into the holidays, the so-called holidays that many people celebrate, and show you the origins of these holidays. At some point, I will do another video to go into the holy days and what we should be doing in these holy days. Like I said, I hope you learned something. Really, like I said, really read Leviticus 23, because whose ways are more important? The traditions of man or God? If God says to do something, you have to do it. Don't trim your ways to seek love. The only love you're supposed to be seeking is God. And hereby we do know that we know Him, if we keep His commandments. He that saith, I know Him, and keepeth not His commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. For whoso keepeth His word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby know we that we are in Him. He that saith he abideth in Him, ought himself also so to walk, even as He walked. Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment which ye had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning. Blessed are they that do His commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city.